I think I'm going to receive a lot of hate here, but I need to make sure I give this update for Arma Reforger a proper and fair review. Just so we all know, I bought Arma Reforger on release and quickly realized that the ability to jump into Game Master and not only practice to perfect things like flying and practicing mock scenarios, along with just shots in general, made it really appealing to someone who loved immersive, realistic Simplay, excuse me. However, while it was a great game, it needed a lot of attention in a lot of areas. Like number one requests were, when are we going to get mods, and when are the frame rates going to be better? And with buttons, sometimes just altogether, the buttons wouldn't work on some of the items, or they were done very poorly. We immediately had a big rush when the game came out, and it was amazing, but we realized it needed work. Knowing the game came from Bohemia, though, we knew that things would get a lot better eventually, that Bohemia never really abuses their games and just leaves them to dust, which is what led me to playing a good bit, deleting, playing a good bit, deleting. When mods came out, I decided to go ahead and try it down again. The game wasn't where I wanted it to be, so I decided to go ahead and once again uninstall it, wait a few months, and here we are with this update. So I re-downloaded this time to a brand new opening window screen, the campaign, which is brilliant in my opinion, and a decent story, and the long-awaited, always good to hear, MSAR, the military supply location by rank. Barbies were already dispersing when mods came out, and I noticed that, but even when they added an official way to not only keep the Barbies at bay, they gave us Commander. For anyone who loves the simulation games, I'm going to be explaining what and how Commander works exactly and how I believe it almost 100% fixed this game. Stay tuned. We're going to assume that you have read the field manual, as that is not only really important for games like this, but important for a Commander role specifically to understand what they have given this position the power to do and not to do, and to maximize its efficiency. For starters, you'll have to be voted in by at least 14 of your peers in the game at this time of the update. That may change in the future, but right now it's only 14. You do this by going to the main operating base and going to the commander tent with the flag by it. Look at the sign, and once you get voted in is when the fun starts. What I realized at first is that you 100% need a mic to be able to communicate with people, and depending on the lobby, they may have to warm up to you by talking to them a bit. I mean, we're all older here. Apply some lube, get on the comms, talk to them. Commander role is not for people who want to run and gun and not communicate. This position is for people who actually like using their brain a little. It can be 100% strategy only, or you can do local fast peer logistics. That's just my opinion. Transports of supplies if they are nearby to gain speedy level ups. Make sure you have the command squared away before you do this, and even then you should only be doing it momentarily, because commanders need to approve base building, etc., and much, much more. We're going to start by saying logistics. The power is in your hands on what bases you believe deserve/earned the right to be blowing through supplies. Walk up to the table in the tent that's labeled logistics, pop open the map for that logistics table, and go to a base zoom as close in as you can and click on what looks like the power button in the middle of the map. Here, you can allot a max amount of supplies to the base, which is phenomenal for control in understanding who your heavy hitters are and who they aren't. Like I said, this is an actual gameplay where you're the strategist. You understand. They give you the ability to see everything that you're looking at here, down to how many roles there are, who are in the roles, which you can see at the group menu, and I believe everybody does still have access to that. But from there, you can go from sending people on direct missions that will not only help them rank up, it will help you rank up if they agree to go and do those missions. That is to say, if you just happen to get a bad lobby, There are other ways for a commander to rank up, although not as fast. One, like mentioned earlier, is you could go on very short, quick pier runs, near the harbor to transport, but your command tent needs to be squared away, have everything ready to go. And even then, just briefly go, like I said, earlier. But then you also have the ability to grab the AI and send them in directions you need for reinforcements to get there. Now, it will take longer. AI can take up to, I seen an ETA message sent to the command tent that said 40 minutes in real life, 40 minutes before supplies got there. So I quickly got on the radio and said, supplies are 40 minutes out. I believe it was, if I'm remembering this match last night, it was Amber. Amber was, no, it wasn't Amber. It was Tucson, maybe. I don't know. But they needed supplies so bad, it wasn't going to be there in 40 minutes. And within minutes of me saying that they had no relief, that it would be 40 minutes before they get supplied through AI unless somebody would like to deliver, and I'll set the mission up to where you get XP. The pilot quickly came up over the intercom and said, "Hey, I'm here. I'll be taking supplies from Georgia to the location you need." And that's how easy it is to, the second you guys start communicating, we all start communicating and working the plan, a whole nother level of cohesion takes place, and the simplicity that starts to happen when you have a commander in the command post, marking objectives, sending logistics, and unfortunately cutting off the people who were draining us enough to, put a damper on us. We quickly rose to end up winning. I believe I played 6 matches now as commander. The very first one, complete nightmare. I actually felt really bad. Somebody had asked, this was a few days ago, they had asked, how the hell are we losing? We went from being almost winning with 5 positions down to within an hour of me commanding, I was approving everything. That's what I noticed was the issue. But approving everybody asking to set up bases and set up logistics and set up all these runs, but nobody was working and pinpointing in the same area. Somebody had popped on. They're like, I just came back. Like, how are we losing this now? And I'm not going to lie, I kind of felt shameful and guiltful, like it was my fault, because I was in the command tent for an hour. I was approving everything nonstop. For a commander, you're going to have to set a plan for yourself or adapt to the people you see are doing the most work. That's how command is going to work for now. I believe the only thing they could do to make this position better, and I actually planned on writing them in an email saying the only other thing I could see them doing better than this right here is to do an acting commander. And that's so 2 heads are in there trying their best to take care of things in case somebody else has to step away. They have a plan together. And they could actually train the other players on how to do it. So I do plan on doing more. This is going to be a part 1 series. I'm going to go ahead and end it right here, though, and I'll be back on to explain even more. I just want to keep the video under 9 minutes. That's kind of like my going rate on how long you guys pay attention and stay for the videos. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for paying attention. I hope to see you guys playing Arma Reforger, and more so, I hope to see the unique strategies on people that are going to be using Arma Reforger's commander post. I appreciate your time. I'll talk to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.